Hello everyone, welcome to Tennis Fan Video. Aryna Sabalenka is the new Indian Wells champion, having beaten Elena Rybakina in the final just last night. For some, it was the match of the year so far, decided by a dramatic third-set tiebreak. It marks the latest thrilling iteration of this sparkling rivalry, which has swiftly become the best on the WTA Tour by some distance. Despite the quality on display, and both players being deserved champions regardless of the result, Aryna Sabalenka seemed to think she was fortunate to be the one holding the trophy. She explained why in her post-match press conference. Aryna Sabalenka analyses her Indian Wells final win over Elena Rybakina. The Belarusian began by highlighting her frustration with the excruciating game at 5-5 in the third set, where Elena Rybakina saved countless break points to hold. Sabalenka admitted, "Well, on that 5-all game, I was really upset each time I would miss her second serve. I felt like I had a lot of opportunities in that game, which I didn't use. I didn't feel my best, for sure, after that game. But what I'm happy with is that in the next one, I was able to pull out great serves to get that game and get into the tiebreak." Then asked about her incredible match point save in the tiebreak, she expanded on her perceived fortune. "Well, probably I have seen that match point at the Australian Open that she had. I don't know how many times it was in my face. I remember, I was standing there thinking, okay, I've got to cover a wide serve, and I left-T serve for her to ace it or whatever. So lucky me, she served again wide serve, and I just covered that side. And doesn't matter how fast the serve is, I know that I can block it and I can return. So I got super lucky in that point. And yeah, I pulled out really great 2 shots, and I feel like that was the moment that gave me so much mental power. Yeah, I got lucky. I got lucky in some points and unlucky then. So I guess it's all balanced, smiling." This came after Sabalenka said she was unhappy with one area of her game, despite winning the match. Aryna Sabalenka's prize money and ranking points from Indian Wells title. Sabalenka's run to the Indian Wells title was fraught with challenges, facing some of the sport's most informed players and brushing them all aside. As such, she was good value for the $1,151,380 prize money she won for claiming the title. She will also receive the customary 1,000 ranking points, although this will only equate to a net 350-point increase, given that the 650 she got for reaching the final in 2025 were deducted as the tournament began. Ironically, this has seen Rybakina shorten the gap between her and Sabalenka in the world rankings, although the gulf is still huge. Tennis fans have come to expect fireworks whenever Aryna Sabalenka and Elena Rybakina meet on the court. Their rivalry has grown into one of the most thrilling power battles in modern women's tennis, and their dramatic showdown at the Indian Wells Open final delivered yet another unforgettable chapter. But after the match ended, Sabalenka surprised many fans with a humble admission. She felt she got a little lucky. A rivalry built on power. Sabalenka and Rybakina are often described as two of the most explosive hitters on the WTA Tour. Fearless ground strokes and the ability to turn a point around with a single swing. Their clashes rarely follow a predictable script. Instead, they resemble high-stakes chess matches played at lightning speed, where one perfectly timed shot or one tiny mistake can decide everything. Heading into the Indian Wells final, the rivalry had already produced multiple dramatic moments. Rybakina had recently defeated Sabalenka in a Grand Slam final, adding even more tension to their latest meeting in the California desert. The stage was perfectly set, 2 elite players, a massive crowd, and a championship on the line. A match full of momentum swings. The final began with Rybakina looking sharp and composed. She struck the ball cleanly from the baseline and used her powerful serve to keep Sabalenka under constant pressure. The early momentum leaned toward the Kazakh star. Her calm demeanor contrasted with Sabalenka's emotional intensity, and she captured the first set by dictating rallies and forcing Sabalenka into uncomfortable defensive positions. But if there's one thing Sabalenka has built her reputation on, it's resilience. Instead of unraveling, she adjusted. The Belarusian began stepping further into the court, attacking second serves and shortening points whenever possible. Slowly, the momentum began to shift. Her signature roar returned after key winners, energizing both herself and the crowd. By the second set, the match had transformed into a brutal baseline duel, each player trading thunderous forehands and backhands with little room for error. Sabalenka leveled the match, forcing a deciding third set. The tension of a final set. Championship sets between elite players often become psychological battles as much as physical ones. Every rally carries extra weight. Every missed opportunity lingers longer. That tension was evident as the third set unfolded. Rybakina continued to serve impressively, while Sabalenka countered with relentless aggression. Neither player managed to dominate for long. Instead, they pushed each other to the edge of their limits. As the set progressed, the pressure mounted. Points stretched longer. Margins became thinner. Eventually the match reached a dramatic tiebreak, the ultimate test of nerve and composure. Sabalenka's honest admission. When the final point was played and Sabalenka emerged victorious, she celebrated with visible relief. Winning a title against a rival like Rybakina is never easy, and she knew just how close the match had been. During the post-match interview, Sabalenka offered a refreshingly honest perspective. She admitted that in moments like those, a little bit of luck always plays a role. Sometimes the ball clips the net and falls your way. Sometimes an opponent's shot lands a centimeter wide instead of inside the line. Sometimes the pressure simply shifts at the perfect moment. Sabalenka acknowledged that those tiny margins helped her in the final. Rather than portraying the victory as pure dominance, she emphasized how evenly matched the contest had been. Her comment wasn't a sign of weakness, it was a sign of respect. Respect between rivals. Despite their intense battles on court, Sabalenka and Rybakina share a strong mutual respect. Both understand how difficult it is to compete at the highest level week after week. Sabalenka praised Rybakina's power and consistency, acknowledging that facing her is one of the toughest challenges on the tour. And the statistics back that up. Their head-to-head rivalry has remained extremely tight, with multiple matches decided by narrow margins, including several three-set thrillers and tie-breaks. That balance is exactly why fans love watching them play. Every meeting feels like it could go either way. A rivalry the WTA needs. Women's tennis has always thrived on great rivalries, from historic clashes between legends to modern matchups between rising stars. Sabalenka versus Rybakina has all the ingredients to become one of the defining rivalries of this era. Both players are still in their prime. Both are capable of winning major titles. And both bring a fearless, attacking style that produces dramatic matches. Their Indian Wells final reinforced that reality. It wasn't just a battle for a trophy. It was another chapter in a growing tennis story. The champion's perspective. Sabalenka's willingness to acknowledge luck also highlights something deeper about elite athletes. At the highest level of sport, the difference between victory and defeat can be incredibly small. A slightly mistimed swing, a gust of wind, a ball brushing the net. Champions understand that success often requires both preparation and fortune. By admitting she got a bit lucky, Sabalenka showed humility and perspective. Qualities that resonate with fans just as much as powerful winners or dramatic celebrations. Looking ahead. If the Indian Wells final proved anything, it's that the rivalry between Sabalenka and Rybakina is far from finished. In fact, it may only be getting better. With more tournaments ahead, including Grand Slams and major WTA events, tennis fans can expect many more thrilling battles between these two powerhouse players. And if those matches are anything like the one in the California desert, they'll continue delivering the drama, tension, and brilliance that make tennis unforgettable. For Sabalenka, the victory was sweet, but she knows the rivalry will continue. And next time, the luck might belong to Rybakina. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.